WVIL.
Hello, Intermediate School. I'm Caden. We welcome you to WVIL on May 26, 2017.
And I'm Juliana. We pride ourselves in bringing you the latest intermediate school news.
Later on this broadcast, we will be announcing who will be on both Team Gaffney and Team Raiders.
We want to thank everyone who put in applications to be on Team Raider.
Unfortunately, not everyone is able to be on the team because there were a limited amount of spots to be filled. The choir went to the Darien Lake for the annual music fest.
The select choir and the 5th and 6th grade combined chorus called the Intermediate Chamber Choir went.
Mr. Dunham went along too and played the drums for several pieces.
Intermediate select choir took first place and the chamber choir took second place.
The select choir were the recipients of the Grand Champion Award with the highest score of the day at 99.9.
Let's hear one of the songs select choir sang.
Staring at the night sky, wondering what life will bring to me. The constellations, they're said to go on forever. I wonder what forever will be. So many mysteries and more I'm wanting to explore. Adventure calls to me. Imagination sets me free. I'm riding the tail of a comet, floating through new galaxies. If you're looking for me, you'll find me, taking my place among the stars. I'm dancing so free in the stardust, painting smiles on planet Mars. I'm out of this world, my flag is unfurled, taking my place among the stars. I'm riding the tail of a comet, floating through new galaxies. If you're looking for me, you'll find me, taking my place among the stars. I'm dancing so free in the stardust, painting smiles on planet Mars. I'm out of this world, my flag is unfurled, taking my place among the stars. Out of this world, adventure calls. Yes, I am out of this world. If you're looking for me, out of this world, adventure calls. You'll find me. I'm dancing so free out of this world. So free, so free.
Congratulations, Mrs. Hopper and the music department.
Before we make the announcement of who will be on the obstacle course teams,
We have some breaking news about our coin count. Here's the coin count.
we'll start our coin count with 9,412 coins turned into the basket in the office.
The coin count for this week, including the Double Friday, we collected 2,229 gold coins, 307 red coins, and 496 blue coins turned in, making a total of 3,032 coins for the week.
The total is 13,166 coins. We did it. We made it past the 12,000 mark and will officially have the obstacle course. We have 2 weeks until the competition date, June 14th.
That means we need 834 more coins at the minimum every week. We need 417 coins for everyone to have a chance to do the course after the competition. Don't stop earning those coins. Sorry. Come on, everybody. We can do it.
Everybody show value and inspiration and leadership for gold coins.
Read for those red coins.
Achieve those math goals for the blue coins. Now for the announcements we all been waiting for.
Who will be on Team Gaffney and Team Raiders?
We go now to the conference room to hear the results.
Good morning, everybody. This is Mrs. Sirianni, and I am the moderator between Team Gaffney and Team Raider. On June 14th, we are going to be having a special event. Mr. Gaffney will be having his own teams, and students will have their own team, and they will be competing against Mr. Gaffney's team.
No competition.
I'm not sure. On my left, of course, I have Mr. Gaffney. On my right, I have team leaders Nicole Leader and Michaela Kreiner for Team Raider. We're going to be going through each event, and Nicole and Michaela will be telling us about what students will be doing each event, and Mr. Gaffney will be sharing with us his team members, who are made up of all the teachers and staff in this building. So for the first event, we have the trampoline jump. Participants will be jumping across 3 different trampolines. Team Raider, who do you have for this?
Our first participant is going to be Sean Rose.
How are we feeling about that?
I think he's going to do great.
What grade is Sean in?
6.
Awesome. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have to go up against, Sean?
I have the wonderfully talented Miss Carbone.
Miss Carbone on the trampoline. That's awesome. I think everyone's going to enjoy that one. All right, for our next event, we're going to have Army Crawl under low hurdles through mud. Team Raider, who do you have?
We have Caden McGregor in 5th grade.
Awesome. How do we feel about Caden doing this?
I think he's going to do. I think he's going to do great.
Awesome. Does he like the mud? Does he like getting dirty?
Probably.
Good. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have?
I have Mr. Hall.
I happen to know for a fact that Mr. Hall's not going to have a problem getting muddy.
No, he is not. He is not a tough mudder. What does he do? The turtle crawl. So, right up his alley.
I think that's going to be a good matchup. For our next event, we are going to have knocking down 5 pins, blindfolded, with a teammate giving you directions. Team Raider, who do you have for this?
We have Una Rolhan,
And Ashton Hooker.
and they're both in 4th grade.
How are we feeling about these two? Think they can communicate well with each other?
Yeah, I know Una's got some pretty good directions.
Awesome. That's great. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have?
I have Mr. Jones, 6th grade teacher, and Mrs. Carbone, our library aide.
Now, Mrs. Carbone, is she good at taking directions?
She's okay taking directions, but she's really good at giving directions. She talks quite a bit. And Mr. Jones is married, so he's used to taking directions.
He's used to getting
So,
directions.
perfect pairing.
I think that is a good pairing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Mr. Jones and Mrs. Carbone do that.
For our next event, everyone's favorite, Dizzy Bat. And then go through a tunnel. You'll be doing the Dizzy Bat, putting your forehead on a bat and spinning around 10 times and then attempting to go through a tunnel right afterwards. Team Raider, who do you have for this?
We have Riley Haas from 6th grade.
And do you think Riley Hess, how does he do when he's dizzy? Or she?
He.
He.
Um,
I think.
Have we ever seen Riley dizzy?
no, not
Actually,
really.
I think I have.
Okay,
I think he'll do. Okay.
good. Mr. Gaffney, I'm interested to see who you're going to have.
I have our assistant principal, Mr. Dunham, which should be very natural for him.
Being dizzy?
Yes. Perfect.
All right, that's going to be interesting and fun. Our next event, our slackline cross. For anyone who doesn't know what a slackline is, it's kind of like a balance beam, but instead it's like a seatbelt. stretched across, and people are going to have to cross this. But there's a twist, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's going to be a surprise. Team Raider, who do you have for this?
We have Skylar Button.
From 6th grade.
Does Skylar have good balance?
Oh yeah.
Is he good with surprises?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have?
Well, I chose this person for his cat-like reflexes, and that person would be myself.
How do you feel with surprises? How do you deal with surprises, Mr. Gaffney?
They're lovely.
Awesome. I look forward to it. The next event is the balance beam holding an egg on a spoon. And Mrs. Larkin and I have added a twist to this at the last minute also. Team Raider, who do you have?
We have Madeline Kellogg from 4th grade.
How do you feel about Madeline's balancing skills?
Well, I believe she does dance, and to do dance, you have to have pretty good balance.
I happen to agree with you. I think she's going to be a good candidate for this. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have?
I have Mrs. Thompson, who is also a great dancer.
So you feel confident in her balancing
Oh,
skills?
absolutely.
That's wonderful. For the next event, we have hula hoop while crossing stepping stones. So I'm guessing for this event, we're going to need someone who has good swivel hips, who can walk while they're hula hooping. Team Raider, who do you have?
We have Zagan Nowak, he is from 5th grade.
How do we feel about Zagan Nowak? Now, I'll be honest with you. Normally, people don't think about guys doing the hula hoop very well.
Well, that's the thing. You never know. It's a surprise.
I'm looking forward to watching. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have?
I have Mrs. Fridman.
If I'm not mistaken, Mrs. Fridman was a fitness instructor at some point.
She is a fitness guru and a hula hoop expert.
Ooh, I think that's going to be a good matchup. Very interesting. For our next event, go down the twisty slide 3 times as quickly as you can. Team Raider, who do you have for this?
We have Demetrius Menamopoulos from 5th grade.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Sounds like
Okay.
Demetrius' last name would be a good candidate for one of our future events. How do we feel about Demetrius and the twisty slide?
Well, I know it's pretty fast.
Awesome. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have going down the twisty slide?
I have Mrs. Hahn, who is, her long legs will get up and down those staircases, down that slide, quicker than Demetrius.
I think we're going to have to see about that.
Well, no, we won't.
For the next event, we have the monkey bars and then going down the triple slide zigzag. I'm assuming that's the zigzag triple slide on the other end of the playground. So it sounds like there's going to be a little bit of speed going on here
That's
to get to that other side.
That's the name, triple slide zigzag.
Yeah, I need to
Okay.
rearrange it for my
Okay.
own head.
Okay.
Team Raider, who do you have?
We have Brennan Delaney, he is in 6th grade, and
Kata.
Miles, and she is in 4th grade.
So, how do you feel about Kata and Brennan doing this? Obviously, this is a 2-man team. Do you see them working well together?
Yeah, I know Brennan's pretty fast. I've seen him run, and he's really fast.
Good. And you think he'll work well with Kata?
Yeah.
Great, so do I. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have?
I have Miss Dunning, 5th grade teacher, and Mrs. Aini. And this should be perfect matching because they're both like monkeys.
Especially Miss Dunning.
Wow.
I'm getting some smack talk here. Mr. Gaffney,
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
wish to retort?
No, we're going to lay it on the court, on the field.
Okay. Our next event is the gauntlet. And for those of you who don't know what the gauntlet is, it's actually going to be a maze of kids that the participants are going to have to run through. And the maze isn't always going to stay the same.
Wow, that's amazing.
Team Raider, who do you have?
We have Sophie Wilkins from 6th grade, and she is a pretty fast runner.
Awesome. How does she feel with like quick changing though? Because That's how this gauntlet's gonna
Well,
go
I played soccer with her for a couple years,
down.
and she plays really good offense. So when the defense moves a lot, she's pretty quick.
Awesome. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have to match up with Sophie?
We have Mrs. McComsky.
And how do you feel Mrs. McComsky is gonna handle a maze of kids that's gonna change on the
She'll
fly?
be dodging in and out of it.
Awesome. Okay, the next one is actually for, well, some of the fish we might have in the building. Drinking 5 cups of water without using your hands. Team Raider, who do you have?
We have George Bailey, and he is in 6th grade.
I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna answer this for you. I think Georgia is perfect for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mr. Gaffney, who do you have? Because I think George Bailey has this down.
Well, it is a wonderful life for George, but we have Miss Hazard, 6th grade teacher, and I will say this, she's a lifeguard as a second job, and she can certainly drink a lot of water.
You do have to be able to drink a lot of water to be a lifeguard.
Yes,
Yes.
a lot of experience.
But can't she drink 5 cups of water with no hands?
Yes, you have to have a big mouth, and I think she definitely covers that.
She definitely has a big mouth.
Yeah, so she'll be okay.
More smackdown. All right, our next event are for those out there with an appetite. Eating 5 Oreos and 5 marshmallows. So, Mr. Gaffney, who's your hungry caterpillar?
I have Mr. Feenaughty, custodian, and he will be phenomenal. Since his wife works in the cafeteria and he gets food all the time from her, so this would be natural.
Absolutely. Team Raider, who do you have?
We have Katie Pena from 5th grade.
Does she have an appetite?
Oh,
She
yeah.
might have a sweet tooth as well.
She's gonna have to
That's a
have
bonus.
one. Absolutely. For the next event, making a 3-foot tall cup tower. Kind of like solo cups. But 3 feet tall. Team Raider, who do you have?
We have Lucy Logan from 4th grade.
Now, I happen to know Lucy, and I am pretty sure a 3-foot tower is pretty much as tall as Lucy is.
She's gonna need a step stool.
How do you think
No.
she's gonna be able to do with this?
I think she's gonna be. I think
I
she's
think-
gonna do great at
I
it.
think she's gonna go really fast because she's definitely a hyper kid. she's definitely.
That's one way to put it.
She's hyper, so she might like move quickly.
Sure.
For the cup stacking.
So, okay, Mr. Gaffney, who do you have?
I have Mrs. Shaw.
How do you think Mr. Shaw's gonna do with this cup
I think she'll
stacking?
do phenomenal. Emptying dishwasher, putting the cups really fast, and she has a lot of experience. So she can reach the cups, with the 3-foot high cups.
Just because someone is short doesn't mean
I'm
that
not saying, just saying.
they won't do.
yeah, Mr. Gaffney.
Actually, I don't think short is the politically correct term. I think horizontally challenged is what you should say.
Little person.
Yeah. Just saying. Okay, next one's everybody's fun one. Pop 10 balloons with your butt. And then pull tissues out of one box using one hand.
And we
Miss Team Raider, who do you have? Can
Yeah.
someone grab that phone over there, please? Team Raider, who do you have?
have Sam Olax and Dan
Perulski.
Perowski from 4th grade.
I happen to know both of these children very well. And they're both quick. And popping 10 balloons with their butt on the ground, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Just having a seat on them, I think both of these two are going to do very well. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have?
I have Miss Monison and Miss Canty.
How do you feel these two are going to do sitting and standing up on the ground trying to pop these balloons?
I think they'll nail
All right. Good to know. Next one is going to be a favorite also, the tongue twister. Team Raider, who do you have that are going to be able to read these tongue twisters without a mistake as quickly as they can?
We have Gina DeSanta from 6th grade.
How do you think Gina's going to do with these tongue twisters? I've read them and they're pretty darn challenging. What do you think?
I think she's gonna do great. We can always give her some other tongue twisters and make her practice.
I think that might be a good idea, but I think,
Oh.
yeah. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have?
Are they cheating?
No, they're not. We will not allow them to cheat, Mr. Gaffney, I assure you.
Checking, just checking. I have Mrs. Brown, 5th grade consultant teacher, and I think she would do phenomenal. I mean, she's been Mrs. Cansko Brown, which is kind of a tongue twister anyways to say, so, yeah,
Mhm.
I think we got this one in the bag.
Okay. Our next event is a little bit on the academic side. You're going to be reading a passage and answering a comprehension question about that passage. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have? Who's comprehensive?
Miss McD, ELA, all day long, nailed it. My little style of pay off.
That's, Mr. Gaffney, that seems to be
I feel bad for Stella.
borderlining on
No, I just feel bad for Stella, that's all.
Stella who?
Stella
Corretto.
Corretto.
Oh, I don't know. Stella Corretto.
She can read a passage quickly, and she has her good evidence to back up
Oh,
her comprehension.
backing up with evidence.
Yeah,
so
I've
that's
seen her
evidence.
test scores, and she's got the reading of the passage down pretty well.
I've seen Miss
Mr.
McDee's
Gaffney.
test scores, and let's go on to the next one.
Okay, next one. Go through a baby pool full of Orbeez. In case you guys don't know what they are, Orbeez start out as these tiny, tiny little beads. We add water to them and they swell up and look like marbles. Here's the catch. You have to go through this baby pool full of Orbeez and find marbles. 4 marbles to be exact, that will look pretty darn close, exactly like the Orbeez. Team Raider, who do you have? I think this is going to be a pretty difficult thing. Who do you guys have?
We have Arthur
Baroka
and Tony Carrington.
from 5th and 6th grade.
Do you think these boys are up to the challenge?
Well, I know Arthur has a pretty good eye.
Cool. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have for this challenging?
So my 2 participants are Mrs. Larkin and Officer Day.
Officer Day.
Officer Day, and I feel like finding a marble is like searching a suspect. So he'll nail it.
What do you think about Mrs. Larkin doing this?
I think she'll enjoy it.
I think she will too. Awesome. So we have another event for all those with an appetite. It's eating cake without using your hands. Team Raider, who do you have for this?
We have Andrew Davis from 5th grade.
To me, this sounds like a fun event. Do you think he'll enjoy it?
Yeah, I know. He's probably got a big appetite and a sweet tooth.
Awesome. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have?
Well, it happens to be right up this person's alley, because he has a sweet tooth and a big appetite, and he's kind of a big fella. That would be me. Eat cake.
I do believe you do like eating your cake.
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
I can dish it out and eat it.
Do we know where the cake's coming from?
I believe I do. I believe there is, I think Angel Delaney makes cakes, I heard, if I'm not mistaken.
She does make cakes.
She does?
And
Okay.
if I might say, they're some of the best looking cakes I've ever seen. They're
I-
awesome cakes.
I'm hoping to try one for the first time.
Hey,
Awesome.
Mr. Gaffney, maybe if you don't finish the cake, we can throw it in your face.
Oh, I think someone just,
A throwdown.
yeah,
Cake throwdown.
a cake throwdown.
What if I do finish it? What do I do to you?
Am I seeing a food fight?
You know what? If you don't finish this cake, we get to throw it in your face. If you finish the cake, you can throw a whipped cream pie in mine.
Okay.
And mine too.
Whipped cream pie.
I guess
And in
we're
mine, too.
all just going to have to
See what happens.
how this pans out.
But we all know who's gonna win.
Very good.
All right. Our next one is another academic event. Solve a math problem and draw the answer. That's a little twist. Mr. Gaffney, who do you have for math?
I have 5th grade math teacher, so right up her alley, Mrs. Andrus.
Awesome. How's she do like with drawing things? Because it sounds like there's a little twist to the answer.
We're gonna have to work on a drawing part. We'll get it down though. She'll get it down.
Okay. Team Raider, who do you have?
We have Abby Sexsmith, and she's in 6th grade.
How do you feel about her math skills?
Well, when we were actually in Miss Andrews' class together, and she's pretty good at her math class.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's one of Mrs. Andrus's former students
Yeah, I had her in her
competing
intervention.
against Mrs. Andrus.
Oh.
Yeah, I had her in intervention, and she was phenomenal on when we were doing recipes as like this project.
Uh-huh.
She was great at doing these equations, and she kind of drew something too.
Awesome. So do you think the student could be schooling the teacher here?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to find out.
We'll see.
Our last event is a race with a little bit of a twist. You know the three-legged race you usually do where two people, you just tie their legs together? Well, we added another person. So this is actually a four-legged race. Now, I see some communication skills are going to be needed here. What do you think, Team Reader? Who do you have doing this, and do you think they'll work well together?
We have Cece Wall, Mia Mikolojek, and Jordan Carl.
How do you think these three people from three different grades are going to do together?
Well, Cece Wall, she has good direction skills, and she could be a little bossy sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a little.
Yeah, she gets that from her parents.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Mr. Gaffney, who do you have?
I have Mrs. Delaney, Mrs. Flight, and Mrs. Ashworth.
Do you think these three will work well together?
Oh, they're gonna be phenomenal. They're all loud. That's it.
Okay, I understand the loud part, I get that. But they're going to be able to have to communicate together and work well together. Do you think these three teachers will be able to do that?
They're all loud.
And for our final list of names, we have a special treat. Remember back when I was talking about the gauntlet? Well, that's going to be made with students from each grade. And in my hand, I have a list of the students who are going to be doing this gauntlet, which is a maze, and they're going to be changing.
That's
And it's
amazing.
going to be fun. Mr. Gaffney,
Thanks,
your communication skills are
Amazing.
amazing.
I know.
All right, from 4th grade, we have Serena Chase,
Zara,
Olivia Phillips,
Zara Mayer,
Lillian Hoyt, Allison Scott, and
Ava Argentieri.
from 5th grade, we have McKenna Kiley, Andrew Patrick, and Joey McComsky.
6th grade, we have Kristen Jessup,
Alexis Smith,
Sammy Harknider,
Elena Flights,
Jimmy Bound,
Trey Meehan,
Chloe Davis,
Alex Smith,
Hayden Zembrzinski,
Norman McCumsky,
Delaney Meehan,
and Logan Coddington.
So those will be the children who will be making up the human maze that is going to change on the dime for the gauntlet. Thank you.
Congratulations to the team members.
This brings an end to our broadcast this morning. Please remember to read, and reach for those math goals.
Don't forget to find value in everything you do. Be an inspiration to others and be a leader. This is WVIL wishing you an adventurous day.
WVIL, we shall guide you.